Hello, and welcome to Thoughts on the Way Home, where I'll be giving my thoughts on the way home from the 8th film directed by Quentin Tarantino, The Hateful Eight. The Hateful Eight is about a bounty hunter played by Kurt Russell, who is escorting his bounty to be hanged. He brings them in alive, and they get caught in a blizzard. They're stuck in a stopover station for stagecoaches with some strangers, and they just have to figure out how they're going to make it through the blizzard. And that's the very, very basic premise to The Hateful Eight without wanting to give too much away. It's a fantastic film. This is probably the best film I have seen all year. The version of the film I saw was the 70mm roadshow version, the extended cut that was released to theaters, and this was such a fantastic theater-going experience, probably one of the best I've ever had, and hands down this was also probably one of the best-looking films I have seen in a long time, without a doubt. The cinematography, the camera work, everything about this movie was just so perfect. The acting was phenomenal. Special mention to Jennifer Jason Leigh, who plays Daisy Domergue, the prisoner that is being escorted by Kurt Russell's character. She was absolutely phenomenal. She had some of the best acting in the entire movie, in a movie full of fantastic actors. She gave such an amazing performance that it really stands out amongst the rest of them, even though she doesn't say a lot in the movie. She's got lines all right, but she doesn't say a lot, not nearly as much as everybody else in the movie. Samuel L. Jackson as Major Marquand Warren, a fellow bounty hunter who kind of just gets swept up into the whole situation. His was also very interesting, very nuanced character that, as is typical with the Tarantino film, is just expertly portrayed, and especially by Samuel Jackson in a Tarantino film. The two of them, I mean, they basically have it down by now, exactly what would be expected from one another. Kurt Russell as John Ruth the Hangman, bounty hunter who always brings his targets in alive to hang. Give a really, really good, solid performance. Probably the least nuanced character in the film, but still a solid performance. Bruce Dern had a pretty good performance as well. Definitely gave a fairly humanizing performance. Not a whole lot for him to have done in the film, but there's one scene that he's in that he gives quite the range in his performance, and it's very, very well done. Now, for this film, the absolute star has to be the cinematography throughout the whole thing. It is so expertly and beautifully filmed with the 70mm, the wide angles on just about everything. Even in close-ups, it was wide. Just both sides of the frame completely utilized. Or if it was empty space, it was beautiful empty space. Again, probably the best looking film I've seen this year, probably in a while, with Mad Max pulling a very, very close second to this one. I honestly did not think I was going to see a movie that looked better than Mad Max Fury Road this year, but Hateful Eight just absolutely blew that away. The version I saw was the 70mm, the longer version. It's a slightly different edit than what's supposed to be the wide theatrical release that will be coming out, I believe, next week. So there could be some differences, but most of it, I think, is just going to be, there's definitely some shots in this version of the film that you can tell probably won't be in the wide release of the film. Definitely some just more artsy camera shots to say, ooh, look at the technology of the 70mm camera. And it's gorgeous, and it is, I'm glad they filmed it. But for a wider release, this version is definitely for the film fan, the film buffs. That's what this version is for. And the wide release is more for a general audience, the people who don't quite need the movie to be so artsy as as this version of the film was, and I want to see that version as well. I want to see, what they do different. But honestly, if you are able to, I believe the 70mm is still going to run for a little while after the wide release. If you are able to go see the 70mm version of this film, absolutely go see it. It is worth the price of admission. You have got to go see this film. It is so good. See this one in theaters. Again, when it comes out on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever, pick it up then, watch it some more. This is absolutely one of the best films of the year, and probably Tarantino's, if not best, second best film he has ever made. I still have a special place in my heart for Pulp Fiction. The Hateful Eight was absolutely the best movie I've seen this year. I highly, highly recommend, without a doubt. And those have been my thoughts on the way home from The Hateful Eight.